Welcome to Big JD Motivation. It's story time. I like to tell you a story about when I finally left home from my mother. I was 23 years old. My mom, you know how she was, wasn't going to turn the AC on. She didn't want to have cable TV. She didn't want to leave lights on. She was definitely penny pinching. But I learned now that that wasn't a bad thing. She used to work for a guy, Terry, and it was a Jewish guy that taught her a lot of ways to. I want to not use that word, but to be a penny pincher. Mom only made minimum wage, $3.15, and she supported a family of two. She always went down to the shelter to take sandwiches on Sundays after church. We went with her. Mom was able to feed others and take care of her family for making minimum wage $3.15. But it was time for me to leave the nest. And as I was working, I was trying to not get an apartment. I wanted to buy a house. So I went to a lender. I remember the lender named Mike. Mike qualified me for $65,000. At the time, I had a brand new Ford Explorer, and the car note was $300 a month. And Mike said, "Get rid of the car, and you can qualify for more house. Matter of fact, I can get you up to almost $90,000 if you get rid of that truck, and then go buy the truck after you get the house." I was like, "Man, I really love this truck." Had the booming system. Yeah, I wanted to keep my truck. So he said, "Well, if you're gonna keep the truck, you qualify for $65,000." So I went and started looking for a realtor to help me find a house for $65,000. And the realtors I was meeting with kept giving me negative feedback. "What you gonna buy for $65,000? A shack? Man, I can't help you with $65,000." So I was a lot of this. I was feeling discouraged that I couldn't buy a house. And I was at a client house, Albert Herb, and I saw some signs, YUSA, in his garage. And I said, "Mr. Herb, you in the real estate?" He said, "Yes, I am." "Are you looking to buy a home?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay." I said, "But I only qualify for 65,000." He said, "Say that again." "I only qualify for 65,000." "Say that again." 65,000. He said, "That's not a lot of money to you, young man." It's like, "Well, yes, I think it is. If I had cash, $65,000 in my head, that's a lot of money." He said, "Come on, let's go to my office." And I went to Al's office, and he pulled up 23 homes under 65,000. And he said, "What kind of home you want?" I said, "Well, I take a condo." He said, "Is that what you want?" I said, "Well, no, I like to have a single family home with a garage." He said, "That's it?" He said, "I got it. Let me pull up some houses for you." He said, "Where you want to live?" I said, "Well, close to the DMV Beltway." "I got you." And Al had 23 homes, and he said, "This Saturday, we're going to look at these homes." And he was persistent, and we went looking for these homes. And a lot of them were fixer-uppers. But it was one in Capitol Heights that was a corner lot, freshly painted. It was a distressed property. The couple was getting divorced. And I really wanted that home. And a guy that owned a heating air conditioning company beat me out of it because he had cash. And I met the guy, and he was putting in central air. He said, "Hey, you interested in this home?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "We'll be up for sale next week for 90,000." He flipped that home within 2 weeks for $90,000. During that process of looking at these homes, I knew met a lot of investors that had their own home improvement company, and they were getting these homes for $50,000 to $60,000, and they had cash money, and that's who I was up against. But Al and his wife Mary, who was lovely as well, they were persistent, and every time I felt low, they boost me back up, and they was like, "We're gonna get this home for you. Don't you worry. You're gonna find a home." And within 2 months, I I won my first home. It was a HUD foreclosure, and I paid $63,000 for this home. My mortgage, insurance, and everything was $412 a month. I can't thank Alan Murray enough for building my self-esteem. When I was talking about that pyramid, having an agent that's keep your spirits up and making you have confidence that you can buy a home. And when it came to learning about real estate, starting with Murray and Al Hurd, they really showed me it was 120 ways back then to buy a home. Foreclosed homes, taxes, um, distressed property, short sale homes, all different ways to get into some homes. And no matter what the money amount, you can find a home for the money that you qualify for. I tell you, self-esteem is very important. Realize your buying power. And when I say power, you have buying power. I don't care if it's 10,000, 20,000, 5,000. It was a guy in Baltimore who bought like 4 homes for 20,000, and 4 of them had renters in them. And he went and moved in one. They weren't beautiful homes, but this man was living rent free and collecting money from other homes because he had 20 grand at that time. Al and Murray Hurd, I can't thank them. I mean, they're beautiful people, beautiful soul. And when it was time for me to sell a house, you better believe I called Murray and Al, and they helped me sell this home. Actually, they let me sell it and have home openings, and if I found the buyer, I only had to pay $900 to them. I didn't have to pay 2-3% of the sale of the home. And I made over 20 grand when I sold that home. When, I don't know about you all, but at that time, saving up, oops, I used that word, be able to get that house and have enough money to buy next house that I built. I can't tell you. Real estate is lucrative investing, and you have to believe that you can buy a home. And negotiation power is very important, because money wasn't a key to that. It was having a self-esteem, having an agent that's willing to work with me, and then it was easy after that. But again, you have to believe in yourself and invest and buy a home. I can't express that enough. But I'm going to tell you more stories that I learned a lot in real estate. So again, if you like the contents I'm putting out, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I want to motivate other people to buy homes. It's important for our young people to buy homes as well. We trying to build generational wealth here. Again, thank you for coming. Bye-bye.